Cheers, Will. You can feel the tension here at St James's Park. We're just awaiting the two teams to come out onto the field. For Newcastle, they will have heard earlier on that West Bromwich Albion picked up 3 points, which just brings another one closer. But surely the mindset of Newcastle is get the win tonight and drag the likes of Brighton and Burnley back into the mix. Just one change for Steve Bruce to his side that was beaten at Old Trafford last weekend. Martin Dubravka comes in, his first game of the season. Two-time Newcastle player of the season. He had to sit on the bench. Now he starts. Caldalo drops to the bench. So Dubravka in goal, Kraft, Lascelles, Clark and Jamal Lewis in the back four. Willock and Hayden join Shelvey in the middle, with Joe Linton leading the line, Almiron and Sam Maximan either side. Nuno Espirito Santo names the same 11 that beat Leeds last time out. Rui Patricio in goal, then Donker, Cody and Saiz at the back. Semedo, Neves, Matinho and Johnny across the middle. Traore and Pedro Neto join Willian Jose up top. The two teams out on the field here. This fixture's been a draw the last 4 times they've met. All 1-1 Neil Redfern. You think Steve Bruce would take a point before they kicked off?
No, I think they need more. I think they need all 3 tonight, Mark, to be honest with you. I think that the bottom 3 are getting too close for comfort, and I think that they need to get all 3 points. I think they need a performance on the back of it. I think they really have to go on the front foot against this Wolves side. 2 different styles of system, if you like. Newcastle playing with the diamond shape, with a back 4 and 3 and a 10 just in behind the front 2, and obviously Wolves playing with the tried and tested 3-4-3, and it's going to be interesting to see how Newcastle cope in wide areas when the wing backs get on the ball and get forward. So this is going to be a tough test for Newcastle, but they need to come out of it with flying colours, I think.
Yeah, they do indeed. Newcastle, their black and white stripes are just in a huddle down away to our right hand side, just taking on some fluid before they kick off here. It's the black and gold of Wolves. They will have black armbands on tonight in memory of their club historian Graham Hughes, who passed away yesterday at the age of 87. Our thoughts are with his family and friends. Every club needs a Graham Hughes, and sadly he passed away yesterday. Our thoughts as well with Peter Lorimer, the Leeds legend, who's in a hospice, a player who won every domestic cup with Leeds. My thoughts with him and his family as well at this difficult time. Neil, we're about to get underway here. We've seen the pressure piling on here on Newcastle and Steve Bruce. He's looking up at the press box. He had a bit of a run-in with a couple of the media in his press conference during the week. These are pressure times for a manager.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that it's always difficult as a manager to sort of explain what's happening when you know that the press are after you. You know that they're going to put the difficult questions in front of you, and they're going to try and force you to say what you don't want to say. But that's all part of management. You know, Steve Bruce has been there before. He's an experienced manager. He'll know, regardless of all the white noise which goes round being the manager of this football club, that he's still got to get results and his team's got to play well. Now there is some green shoots of hope, with the performances have been a little bit better since they've changed the shape. Graham Jones coming in on the coaching staff, I think, has been a big plus for the club, and I think that Newcastle need to try and cash in on that and get some momentum. Need to really go after Wolves from straight from the whistle.
Mike Dean is our man in the middle. So about to get the proceedings underway here, but just awaiting the go-ahead as Newcastle will defend the Gallowgate end away to our right-hand side, and Martin Dubravka waits in his dark green goalkeeping strip. Away to our left, Rui Patricio in the luminous green kit. 7 clean sheets for him this season. We'll be getting another one here at St James's Park. It's Mike Dean again just waiting the go-ahead here. It's another huge day of football across the TalkSport network, all part of Game Day Exclusive, and it continues here at St James's Park tonight, where Newcastle United will take on Wolves, and the players to a man take the knee. There is no room for racism in any part of life. As we get underway, Mike Dean blows the whistle. Wolves will have the ball, then Donker rolls it back to Cody, who floats it out towards the Wolverhampton Wanderers left hand side. Here's Traore on that left touchline. He's dispossessed. Newcastle have it back, and they'll come forward with Joe Linton. Finds Shelvey. Shelvey rolls the ball forward. It's eased away from Joel Linton. Semedo will knock the ball back to Patricio, or rather slices his clearance high up in the air. Shelby had time there, maybe could have had a touch. He headed it forward to Almiron, he couldn't control it, and Wolves have it back, and Lewis flies into the tackle, wins the ball, gets it away to Hayden. Here's Saint-Maximin, knocks it down the line. Lewis trying to go forward down the left hand side. Saint-Maximin gets the ball and he goes down and wins an early free kick. Look, he is the X factor for Newcastle. They want him on the ball as much as they can, and he wins an early free kick. Neil Redfern.
Yeah, good fast start by Newcastle, exactly what they wanted. They need to get the ball, like you said, into such as Saint-Maximin and Joel Linton. Need to get Miggy Almiron running off the back of them and see if they can get efforts in and around this box to put this Wolves side on the back foot. Good start by Newcastle.
Yeah, Almiron is going to take the free kick, left-footed, swinging it in from this near side. Now he's going to square it to John Joe Shelby. The Wolves defenders rush to the edge of the box. Shelby puts the cross in. Joe Linden heads it into the penalty spot area. It's hooked away. And back to Lewis, who will go back to his goalkeeper, De Raaf Cruz, well out of his area. The Newcastle number one. He's had to bide his time this season, but he's back in. He played in the Cup against Arsenal recently. And the ball over on the far side is out for a throw. And I just wonder there, Neil, would Newcastle have been better putting that into the box? They didn't really get a decent ball in off the free kick.
No, I think they opted to try and change the angle and fetch Wolves out a little bit. They packed the box with defenders to try and deal with the ball in, but didn't really materialise. Like you said, it'd been better with the ball coming in to put them under pressure.
Yeah, indeed. Both managers down below us here stood in their club jackets looking at proceedings as there's a ball out of play over on the far side. It will be a free kick for Wolves just short of the halfway line. We've been playing 2 minutes. If you've just joined us here on TalkSport 2, it's Mark Wilson and Neil Redfern with you. Another huge week of sport across the TalkSport 2 platform. Got the World Golf Championship continuing tonight, World Championship football tomorrow, as leaders Norwich in action at Wickham from 12 o'clock. Here's Lewis for Newcastle. Neat turn over the halfway line. He goes back to Kieran Clark. And here now is Shelby, who's instantly closed down by Neto. Ball over the top. Hayden's making the run forward, and he's going to get on the end of it, but across comes Dendoncker, and Dendoncker wins the challenge, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's good play by Dendoncker, to be fair, because it's a good run from Isaac Hayden from that sitting midfield position. Spots the space just in behind Dendoncker, but he gets his big frame in the way and lets the ball run all out of play for a goal kick. Just looking at Wolves' setup here, Mark, and look at the two wing-backs and how narrow that Newcastle are. It's up to the full-backs to jump to try and put these wing-backs under pressure for Newcastle. It's going to be a difficult job for them.
Well, they're still awaiting the ball back in play. Rui Patricio, he called his defenders, all three of his central defenders went either side of the area, and then eventually he says, no, I'm just going to knock it long on that left boot and over the halfway line. Ball met by Shelby, but he heads it towards his own goal rather than away from it. And here's Traore. Traore gets it out wide on the left-hand side. A bit of a heavy touch, and it's hammered away by Jamal Lascelles. And up towards Joe Linton. Oh, Callum Wilson again for Newcastle, injured in the victory over Southampton here. And the ball out wide on the right for Newcastle. They bring the bodies forward. Plenty back for Wolves at this point in time. Here's Shelby. Shelby goes out wide on the right-hand side, but they need bodies in the middle of the penalty area. They haven't got anybody there at the moment as Almiron tries to flick it round the corner. He's instantly closed down over on the far side. He's going to win a free kick here. It was Johnny that brought him down right by the corner flag, and looked, to be fair, like the Wolves player had that under control, but a free kick miss is a good chance for Newcastle to send the big guns up from the back. Yeah,
it's great play by Newcastle, to be fair, because they're patient in the build-up, and then they managed to get the runner down the side. Almiron, you know, his energy and the way he likes to run down the sides and into the spaces, and does ever so well to win the free kick. Great position. This ball definitely needs to come in the box, Mark.
Yeah, there are 5 black and white shirts waiting in the middle, a couple more on the edge as John Joe Shelby looks to line it up. He's probably about, in the end, 8 or 9 yards from the corner flag on the right-hand touchline. He's going to take it right-footed. Everybody back for Wolves in the black and gold inside their own penalty area, as again it's pulled back towards the corner of the box. Cross comes in, it's headed at the near post, down into the ground and straight at Rui Patricio. And it was Hayden, I think, who got the header on it, and it's a comfortable save in the end, but that was half a chance. Steve Bruce had his head in his hands. That was a big opportunity.
Yeah, it was a good chance. It's a great ball in by Willock in the end. It's the ball that's pulled back from Shelby to Willock. Keeps his composure, good first touch, just curls the ball away, and It's a good header down and it's a good save in the end, although it goes straight at Patricio, but his hands needed to be safe.
They were indeed. There's a Wolves player down there as the ball went forward, holding the back of his head, but it's play on, and here's Jamal Lewis bringing the ball away down the Newcastle left. He didn't have the beating pace-wise of Pedro Neto, so he goes back to Hayden. Hayden then will go to Shelvey. Shelvey goes long over the top, but Joe Linden had gone a yard too soon. Gives up the chase. Patricio's going to come out of his area down the left edge of the area, and in the end he's just going to have to kick it out for a throw-in. Almiron there chasing down what was a lost cause and forces a throw-in midway inside the Wolverhampton Wanderers half. 0-0 here, 6 on the clock, live on TalkSport 2. Ball infield for Shelvey, who tries to play across the field, and in the end crafted well there, showed his quality, put it down on his chest and rolls it back to Dubravka, who's given it away here straight to Ruben Neves. Neves driving forward. He squared the ball to Traore, who was really on heels there. He's not expecting the pass or not, but it's given away. Now Saint-Maximin goes forward on the left-hand side. He's all action as he gets it on this near side. Instantly looks to run at someone. Gets it away to Almiron. Finds Shelvey. He's looking to go wide on the right. The option's closed down. He comes back to Almiron on the left. Almiron eases the ball out to Lewis. Lewis puts in an early cross. It's headed away at the near post by Dendoncker. And Pedro Neto now goes past Lewis, and he's up to the halfway line. He looks at Kieran Clark in front of him. He knocks it past Clark. Can Clark get across? He can. Good defending, and Clark was caught as he went to clear it and will win a free kick. Well, Pedro Neto there certainly full of confidence here early on.
It's great defending by Clark in the end. I mean, it's really positive from Neto. He picks the ball up, takes Jamal Lewis down the outside, does him for pace. To be fair to Clark, he reads the touch and he gets across quickly, and he's fouled by Neto in the end. But intention there from Pablo Neto to really go at this Newcastle defence, and this game's really open at this moment in time. It's usually a little bit cagey, you know, early on in the game, both sides trying to find the little spaces in between the lines to work the opposition, but this game's really stretched straight from the off.
0-0 here. The ball knocked long by Dubravka. Linton the target, can't win the header, but wins the second time. Looking to get the ball back from Almiron. Moutinho's gone down, hobbling away from that challenge. Ball out on the far side for Willock, down the Newcastle right. The Arsenaloni has it, scored on his debut here against Southampton. Gives it to Joe Linton. Turns, gets the ball out wide, but the offside flag's gone up against Kraft. It was a great ball in as well. And Alan Saint-Maximin arriving at the far post was unmarked, but the flag went up the second that Kraft got the ball, and that's a shame there, because that was a really good ball in.
Yeah, it's great play, and times he's run well there, Kraft. And that's what Newcastle need to do. They need to try and get the full-backs forward and double up on these wing-backs, you know, and try and, you know, take advantage of the space down the side of the outside centre-backs, the three at the back for Wolves. They did that there greatly, and it's a good ball in from Kraft, and unlucky that he just timed his run a little bit too early and got caught offside, but both sides have started brightly.
They have indeed. Right, on TalkSport 2 Thursday morning, 3:45 a.m. start for the fourth test. England need to win it to save the series. I'm pretty certain this one will last longer than the 2 days that we got last time. And it'll all be live and exclusive on TalkSport 2 from Thursday morning, 3:45 a.m. start for the guys. Excellent award-winning commentary on TalkSport 2. Ball over on the far side as Shelvey moves it wide on the Newcastle right. Newcastle looking to go forward again here. Ball with Kraft, who just waited, and in the end they'll go all the way back to Dubravka. He gets the ball moving here to Kieran Clark, who's under pressure. Shelvey though did well. That was neat football from the Newcastle midfielder. Ball is with Jamal Lascelles, gets it away, and here now is Shelvey again. Still 0-0, approaching 10 on the clock. Here's Almiron down the left. Lewis sets off, sprinting in front of him. The ball instead goes to Saint-Maximin. Lewis continues his run into the box. Here's Saint-Maximin, left corner of the area. Looks to try and get the ball away to Willock, who's popped up on this near side. Can Willock find a cross? Again, Wolves getting plenty of bodies back inside their area. And they close down Willock, but then he steps away from Pedro Neto. Back to Shelvey in the middle. Newcastle having to be patient. Shelvey just lost control for a fraction of a second and won it straight back from Moutinho. Ball now with Kraft over on the right. Here's a run now down the right-hand side. Ball played into Joe Linden. Back to goal. He's got no one with him. Can he fashion an opening? No, he lays it back to the right-hand side. Cross comes in, and it's headed away. Edge of the area. Pedro Neto will try and complete the clearance, but the ball's picked back up by Almiron. Good spell of pressure for Newcastle. Can they get an effort on goal. Here now is Saint-Maximin, stepping one way then the other. Great challenge in the end. And the ball brought away confidently from the Wolves penalty area. That was really good from Nelson Semedo. But the ball again is won back by Newcastle. And Neil Redfern at the moment, Newcastle are really competing well here.
Yeah, it's really impressive. It's controlled possession. You know, if they're putting the ball at risk at times in the final third, and when it is cleared, they've got a great shape and they just regain it, pick it back up, and start their pressure again. And it's a real test of Wolves has resolved this, and at this moment in time they're standing up to it. But good play by Newcastle.
11 gone 0-0 here. Live and exclusive on TalkSport 2. Mark Wilson and Neil Redfern with the action here. As Newcastle have it again over the halfway line. Ball over on the far side. Shelby hits it over the top. Almiron, as he broke the offside trap here, he's got in behind. He's looking for support. He cuts in on goal. He goes for the finish and it hits the post and goes away to safety. Well, the flag didn't go up. And Nuno Espirito Santo looks across at the far side. He thought that was offside. Well, Almiron didn't know, and he's hit the outside of the post. Great effort from him, but it's still 0-0.
Yeah, I was just looking at Nuno. He's not happy with his back line at all. They're trying to squeeze and press the pitch, and there's no pressure on the ball. And it's a great ball down the side for Almiron, and he's always going to run after it. You know, he's got energy to burn. He gets down the sides on the right-hand side. He comes inside in his left foot, and he curls it past Patricio. Fortunately for Wolves, it clips the outside of the post and goes out for a throw-in, but really good break by Newcastle.
That was a chance, and it was on the end of some very good Newcastle pressure as Shelby fouls Pedro Neto, and it's a free kick inside the Wolves half. You are listening to Newcastle against Wolves on TalkSport 2 with Now TV. Don't forget you can watch Tottenham against Burnley and Chelsea against Manchester United live tomorrow with a Now TV Sky Sports Pass for just $9.99. Search Now TV for more details. 0-0 here at the moment. Newcastle the aggressors, but that effort from Almiron, and he'd beaten Patricio, hadn't he? But he just couldn't tuck it in at the far post. It was a really good effort. But here now go Wolves forward over on the far side of the field. Johnny looking to square the ball, but Willian Jose just ran away from him and turned his back on the ball, and maybe just a miscommunication there, and the ball cleared away, and then Donker had to win the header and did. He finds Semedo on this near side. Semedo comes forward, gets it to Pedro Neto. Good skill from him. He just had a look at Jamal Lewis, I think, give him a bit of a nudge in the back as he went to pass the ball. Here now is Ruben Neves. All into the back line with Cody. Lovely sweeping ball out to Johnny over on that far side. The Wolves left as they attack the goal away to our right here. Remains 0-0. Not really had sight of Dubravka's goal just yet as Cody goes for the big ball over the top. I think it was aimed at Semedo, and Semedo I think was supposed to make a run on that, nearly didn't. And the ball will be back with Dubravka, still 0-0.
Yeah, right idea. Pushed his position right up the pitch there, Semedo, right on the edge of his wing-back position, almost like a winger, if you like. And Cody's looking for the ball on the angle, and I think that would give Jamal Lewis a problem. But as it was over it. But a better spell of pressure from Wolves. They need to try and get hold of the ball if they can, and have a little spell of possession.
Yeah, well, chasing the ball at the moment. Pedro Neto is doing the shuttle runs, if you like, between the defenders. Clark goes back to Dubravka. Pedro Neto goes and charges him down, and Dubravka clears right-footed, headed away. Matinho beaten by Willett. The ball breaks to Traore. Traore cuts across. Here's Nelson Semedo. Semedo attacking. Is he going to unleash his shot? No, he goes to Pedro Neto. Wide on the right. Pulls it back onto his left foot. Puts in the ball. It's headed away by Newcastle. Lascelles it was on the end of it. They need to clear it again here as Emil Kraft is in. And Kraft then hits the ball over the top looking for Saint-Maximin. What a first touch from Saint-Maximin. He cuts in now. He's gone past Dendoncker. He squared the ball. Maybe he should have gone into goal there. Almiron down the left. Puts the crossing towards the far post. Joe Linton. Ball's on the ground. Mike Dean says play on. I think Patricio thought he was fouled there, but that was a lovely move. What a first touch from Alain Saint-Maximin. Should he have gone in for goal, Neil Redfern?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's like you said, Mark. I mean, it's a long diagonal ball out of defence. Great work by Kraft. And Saint-Maximin's touch and his awareness is unbelievable. Ball falling over his shoulder, instant control. And he plays Almiron down the side, and the ball into the box is a good ball, but just a little bit too big for Joe Linton.
Well, here's Traore at the other end, puts in a deep cross. It's stayed in the field of play. Pedro Neto will keep it in on the byline, down the right-hand side. He nudges his way into the area, gets it under his left foot, shot blocked, and Almiron controls it very quickly on the edge of the area. Then he stumbles, wasn't fouled, it's play on. Matinho has the ball. Here's Semedo, back to Pedro Neto. Neto gets it away now to Matinho. Here's Neves. Neves tried to square the ball. He then falls back to him, and on the volley, he hits it first time, and it's just over the top and goes behind for a goal kick. 15 on the clock here, live on TalkSport 2. Newcastle 0, Wolves 0. And Wolves just starting to get some attacking ball of their own. Just go back to that Maximan chance. The first touch immaculate, Neil. The trouble is, he runs that quick. I mean, you've got to make decisions fast at the best of times, Neil, but he's talking milliseconds, isn't he, to make his mind up?
Well, it's almost impossible for the midfield to get up with him, to be honest with you. He's that quick. But as a counter-attacking option, you know, Newcastle can be really, really dangerous on the counter. You look at Almiron's energy and work rate and willingness to run beyond the front. Got a big target man in Joel Linton as a foil, and St Maximin is almost unplayable at times when you get good quality out to him.
Neto wins the header, heads it back in field. Semedo fights for it, but a good tackle from Hayden. Almiron was trying to get on the end of it, but Connor Cody will just ease the ball back to his goalkeeper. And he left-footed moves it out over on the far side for Johnny, who has it, but there's a whistle gone here, and there's an injury. It's Isaac Hayden, I think, who's needing treatment, and Steve Bruce, he looks around as if to say, surely not another one, because he looks in a bit of trouble here, Isaac Hayden. He's just sitting up now, but clearly followed a knock. 17 on the clock, live on TalkSport 2. It's Newcastle 0, Wolves 0. Don't forget, tomorrow right now we're joined by our listeners across on TalkSport. You join us live on TalkSport TalkSport 2 at St James's Park. We'll have an exclusive commentary from the Premier League. Newcastle 0, Wolves 0. It's been a really open start to the game. We've seen a header go close. We've seen Miguel Almiron hit the outside of the post after he beat the Wolves back line, offside trap, curled the ball past Patricio, but it hit the outside of the post. And Neves has just had really the first effort on goal for Wolves. Neil Redfern, the former Premier League midfielder and former Leeds boss, is part of our commentary team. Neil, Newcastle, you have to say, starting really well.
They have. I mean, the only drawback you would say is that with all this good play and good work in and around this Wolves final third, they just need to try and get the noses in front. They haven't had that much of a sight of goal, apart from Almiron's effort that's clipped the post. But they've started really, really well. They look confident. They don't look a side that's struggling for confidence near the bottom of the table. You know, if you look at the table, fourth from the bottom, they don't look a side that's struggling, but they need to create all this good play and turn it into goals if they can.
Yeah, 18 on the clock here. We just had a slight stoppage in players. Isaac Hayden was getting a bit of treatment. He's back out there now. Semedo nudges the ball forward. Here's Pedro Neto, turns it inside for Neves. Then Matinho. They're just getting a little bit more of the ball, Wolves, now, as they look to go forward over on the far side, but they've given it away, and Willett drove forward, but he's instantly dispossessed, and forward again come Wolves across the field. They drive, and it's a good run and a foul in the end from Hayden on Traore, and that's a yellow card for Hayden, who just picked up that foul, and he was outpaced, and he just pats Traore on the back. It's a free kick here, and a really good chance here, around about 28-29 yards out for Wolves maybe to have a shot at goal.
Yeah, trademark run by Traore, to be fair. Drives inside on his right foot. I like the idea of this inverted wingers, if you like. You know, Adama Traore on the left with his right foot coming in, and Pedro Neto on the right with his left foot, but drew the foul there and drew the booking for Isaac Hayden. It's not a good booking, that, neither, because he's going to be involved in a lot of challenges in that defensive midfield position. He needs to just be careful now.
He does indeed. It's Matinho who stands over this game. Don't forget, live and exclusive across on TalkSport 2. You can swipe left on the app, tune in on DAB, or actually smart speaker to play TalkSport 2 as Wolves have the free kick. They float it in towards Dubravka's goal. Dubravka takes it easy. It is here. Newcastle 0, Wolves 0.
Yeah, good take from the keeper. The cross is too near him, to be honest with you, but he's nice and positive. No, he's not had much of a feel of the ball, Martin Dubravka, early on in this game. I've not seen that much of Wolves going forward. They're starting to grow into the game, if you like. They've had more possession last 5 minutes. That's a good, confident take by Dubravka.
It was indeed. More played forward by Wolves. Free kick for a foul on Lascelles. And that will be a free kick on the halfway. So Hayden in the book then. As he said, could be a problem for Newcastle. They had Jeff Hendricks sent off in their last home win against Southampton. And Shelby gets the ball back in play. Steve Bruce just organising, Spirito Santo just strolling up and down his technical area. So Maximan wins a header, finds Almiron at the minute, seems to be everywhere, doesn't he? Gets the ball away, so Maximan looks up. Hayden, Willock and Joe Linton wait in the area. Can Sir Maximan deliver the ball in? He dummies to get it in, then he switches the ball here. Here's Kraft, he's 25 yards out, he's going to have a shot at goal, and it's low and straight into the arms of Rui Patricio. It was a decent save in the end, he made it look pretty easy, but that was worth the effort from Emil Kraft. He's never scored for Newcastle, but as you know, Neil Redford, if you don't shoot, you don't score. It was worth the effort.
Yeah, definitely. It's a beautifully struck shot, and it's a good save from Rui Patricio. He's got to get down, he's got to be safe, because Almiron's looking for anything that comes off him. Good play.
Here's Lewis, he's hit the ball over the top, and Sir Maximan is on the end of it. He gets it by the byline. Can he bring it back? He does, he beats his man. Can he get the shot in? Turns again, back into trouble, and the shot eventually from Lewis hits Sir Maximan. It falls back here for Shelby. Here now is Almiron, gets it away. Joe Linton goes for the shot. He's beaten away by Patricio, and it falls 6 yards away, and Semedo is the player there to hook it away. Well, that was a snapshot from Joe Linton. It had some venom in it, and Patricio was almost caught unawares, and he was pretty fortunate in the end that the bounce back, if you like, or the parry fell to one of his teammates. Still 0-0 here. Newcastle knocking firmly on the door, Neil Redford.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good strike again. I'm not sure he's ready for that, Patricio. And to be fair, it's a little bit of an unconventional save, but it did the job. And luckily for him, it bounced away or ricocheted away from the goal rather than straight out.
Here now is Almiron again, tries to spread it out wide on the right. Ball didn't quite reach Kraft. Here's Lascelles on the halfway line. He'll find Kraft this time. The Swedish international gets it away. Willock to Almiron. Almiron at the moment is at the heart of everything for Newcastle, and you just look at him and Sir Maximan, and they really do carry a threat going forward. Still 0-0 though here on TalkSport 2, halfway through the first half. Ball for Joe Linton, who pops up on the right hand side. Again Almiron is in the middle, and Joe Linton's cross, well, it's a shocker. Steve Bruce looks away, has a drink of his water, take a couple of deep breaths, I think. Joe Linton down the right hand side, sorry Neil, he's got to do better than that, hasn't he?
Well, he has, and if you look at it, that's the only problem with the setup of the front. You've got Almiron, who plays as the 10, and Linton to the right, Joe Linton to the right, and Sir Maximan to the left, and at times Joe Linton's breaking down the sides and putting balls into the box that perhaps he should be in there attacking.
Yeah,
the little fella, with all the best will in the world, is as game as they come, but he's not going to head them crosses in.
Ball played out short by Patricio. Here's Semedo, takes it on the chest, rides one challenge, is up to the halfway line. Lewis gets a good foot in, right in front of the two dugouts, and the ball won eventually by Newcastle after Semedo just rather dive backwards. That's a lovely pass, finds Hayden. Hayden fires it in now here to Sir Maximan. Sir Maximan goes past his man into the area, going on his right foot, pokes the ball square, big chance, straight to the keeper. Sir Maximan tucks it in, but the flag has gone up. The flag goes up instantly. Mike Dean looks across at his official on the far side. The flag was up in an instant, but that was almost the opener, and again it's Sir Maximan with the silky skills, kicks one way, well then the other, squares the ball, and he is a yard offside as Patricio come up with a fine save in fairness, and it remains 0-0.
Yeah, what an unbelievable run from Sir Maximan. I mean, he almost beats 3 or 4 defenders there, but he is 3 or 4 yards, there's a good 3 or 4 yards offside there. He's unfortunate really, because to be honest with you, I think it's Almiron who has the initial shot. He's got to score. That's got to go in. The goalkeeper's got to have no chance with that.
Yeah, ball played forward again. Wolves just hooking the ball in the air. They can't get out of their own half at the moment. That's a testament to how well Newcastle are playing. They've hit the post and had a goal disallowed. Patricio's come up with a couple of big stops now, but it remains 0-0 here at St James's Park. Remember, Newcastle 3 points above the bottom 3. What a game that is tomorrow, by the way. Palace against Fulham. We'll keep you updated with that one. Across on TalkSport tomorrow, exclusive commentary. Leicester against Arsenal from 12 o'clock. And on TalkSport 2, we're exclusively live in the Championship. TalkSport 2, your home of the EFL. Wickham struggling at the bottom, take on the league leaders Norwich. We'll have every kick of that one from 12 o'clock tomorrow here on TalkSport 2. If you're going out and about, make sure you've got the app downloaded to listen to all the live games, the podcasts, everything available there on the app, free in all the usual places. As here, Joe Linton, maybe just proving Neil's point there. He's in his own half, and now he's got to sprint to get forward. He gives it to Jamal Lewis. Lewis shrugs off Pedro Neto down this near side, just stops midway inside the Wolves half. He needs a teammate, gets it away. Good touch from Willett. Finds some Maximan. Oh, shake of the hips, a shrug of the shoulders. He's driving towards the goal. He goes for the shot. Did it take a deflection? No, it goes just wide in the end. And so Maximan almost apologises, but without even doing anything, Neil, it is a shake of the hips, a wave of the shoulders. The defenders just seem to part in front of him at the moment.
Yeah, he's almost unplayable, Mark, at this moment in time. They've got to get the ball to him, Newcastle. Every opportunity, get the ball to him. Give it to him, let him take people on. He's coming inside on his right foot, his good foot. And it's dangerous, you know. I think that did take a deflection, to be honest with you, because if he didn't have took the deflection, that would have been on target. But he is a real threat, a real danger, as is Almiron.
He is indeed. Elsewhere in the Premier League today, Manchester City 2, West Ham United 1. And West Brom beat Brighton in a controversial game at the Hawthorns. We were listening to that one on the way up. And West Brom winning thanks to Carl Bartley's goal. Brighton missed 2 penalties and had a goal controversially disallowed from a Lewis Dunk free kick. Leeds being at home by Aston Villa. Anwar El Ghazi with the winner there for Villa. And here on Tyneside, Newcastle 0, Wolves 0. 27 almost on the clock here. Mark Wilson and Neil Redfern with you for this one. As the ball flicked on by Hayden is headed away. Lewis skimmed off the top of his head. It finds Kieran Clark. Here now is Jamal Lascelles. Lascelles goes out wide. It's a nice pass in the end for Kraft. Invited him to run forward over the halfway line. John Joe Shelby has it. Shelby over on the far side. Gets the ball infield. It's with Willock, who loses out rather cheaply there. They look to be coming together on the halfway line. Mike Dean says play on, and Almiron now finds Sir Maximan, who runs at Dendoncker. Goes onto his right foot, squares the ball again to Almiron. Almiron just hesitating with a shot. It cannons off a defender. So Maximan has it back here. Corner of the area, left-hand side, looking for a teammate. Just for the first time, his control lets him down. And Pedro Neto gets the ball away to Adama Traore, who turns and spins past one. Was he brought down? No, the ball was one, says Mike Dean. And he looks at Adama Traore, who gave him a look back as if to say, how is that not a free kick, sir? As Almiron took a knock there. He was just almost holding his knee, and he got the ball passed back to him. He gets it away to Lewis on the left. Here's Sir Maximan again, just stood still at the moment, trying to feed the ball to Shelby. Couldn't find him, but Newcastle retained possession. This is a good spell of play again. What they need, and what Steve Bruce needs, Neil Redfern, is a goal.
Massively. You know, it needs to back up. I mean, the quality of the performance has been excellent. I have to say, they've dominated this Wolves side. They've done it by good football. They've got the full-backs forward. They're getting Sam Maximan on the ball. They're getting Almiron down the sides. Dominated in midfield. Look at the Lascelles and Clark at the back. They look comfortable.
Well, this is a worry, Neil. It's Almiron, who I just mentioned. He got a knock, didn't he, on his knee, and he played on. He's gone down here. He's getting some treatment. He looked over to the bench. There are a couple of Newcastle subs warming up. You are listening to Newcastle against Wolves on TalkSport 2 with WeBuyAnyCar.com. Don't part exchange. Get money off your next car and go to WeBuyAnyCar.com. So Almiron is down getting treatment.
Yeah, they don't need to lose him, to be honest with you. I mean, he's been outstanding along with Sir Maximan. Just looking at the stats here, Mark, 62% possession, Newcastle. That's no mean feat against a good Wolves side. And 7 shots on goal to Wolves' 2.
Almiron looks like he's going to be okay. Hobbles off to the near side. He's covered a lot of the ground here tonight. He's just going to have a little drink as he wanders over to the side. Looks to be walking quite freely at the moment.
It doesn't look natural for him walking, does it?
No.
Usually seeing him running out.
Yeah, and very quickly as well. And he looks to be okay. He actually calls the fourth official over. The assistant referee. Now he's gone to see. Hold on. He's gone to see Steve Bruce. And maybe it's a bit more serious than we thought, because he's now gone to see the physio on the sideline, and Almiron is clearly not happy about something here, and he's getting further treatment. So it looked really innocuous, but maybe this is more of a worry, and Steve Bruce is just having a word with his physio. Newcastle at the moment are playing with 10. as they play the ball forward. It's way over Joel Linton. He's tall, but he's not tall enough to get on the end of that one. And now Steve Bruce, I think he's going to have to make a change here. He's looking down at his substitutes, and this will be a huge blow. He's having no look at all, Steve Bruce, with injuries. He's having a chat. Well, all of a sudden, as he does that, Almiron's popped back up, waves at the ref and says, right, I'm coming back on. Yeah. Not sure what's happening there, but Steve Bruce was looking at his substitutes as if to decide which one to bring on. Here's Semedo, Wolves attacking. As Almiron will come back on. Ball here with Neto on this right-hand side. Neto tried to go one way, cuts back, ball looped towards the far post. Traore with a header, and Dubravka down at the near post has had his first save to make, and he puts it behind for a corner kick.
Yeah, good chance. It's a good ball in to find Traore, and he does what he can because it's a looping cross, and he just heads it down towards the near post. A good save by Martin Dubravka, because he wasn't sure that that wasn't going to go wide, and he made sure he touched the ball around the post for the corner.
Well, Almiron is hobbling over to the far side to try and stop the short corner. It was Dwight Gale and Andy Carroll that were warming up quite intently on the near sides. 31 gone at St James's Park. Clear night on Tyneside. It's Newcastle 0, Wolves 0 here on TalkSport 2. Set piece chance for Wolves here. Can they break the deadlock? 3 gold and black shirts waiting on the penalty spot in a line. Which way are they going to spread when this ball comes in from the far side? Cross towards the 6-yard box. John Joe Shelby heads it away, and it now finds Semedo, and Semedo gets it away to Johnny over on the far side, and Wolves will try and get the ball back towards goal. They go for a direct route, and it's cleared away from Saiss, and it can't be kept in by Neves. It's out for a throw-in. It remains 0-0 here.
Yeah, what a good game though. Good game of football, both sides trying to play. Newcastle definitely the dominant of the two sides. Did it by good football as well, but been a cracking game.
No, I'm just looking now, more of the Newcastle subs are going to warm up here. I does feel like a change is imminent as Almiron continues to hobble around. Be interesting what part he can play from here. Wolves have it with Conor Cody at the back, gets it away to Saiss. He goes across to the far side. Wolves had little pockets of possession and territory, but they've not had a lot of the ball in this first half. As the ball comes forward here with Cody, looks for the big switch, finds Traore. Traore's touch is good, and he knocks it past Kraft over the top. Struggle to control the bouncing ball. It's out over on the far side off Willock, and it's a throw into Wolves.
Great ball by Cody. He's got that range of passing. Defender that passes like a midfield player, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's a great spot.
Well, that's why he's in the England setup, isn't it? Conor Cody. Ball given away here and driven forward by Pedro Neto. Neto tried to feed it through. Will it break here? It's still back with Neto. Squeezes it out wide on the left-hand side for Traore. Traore goes one way, then the other. He tried to lay it back. It'll fall to Matinho because Almiron slipped, I think, more than anything there. Couldn't make the tackle. Ball wide on the Wolves' left. They cut back in field. Here's Matinho. Pressure comes from Saint-Maximin. And the ball will go back to Dendoncker, and here now again is Conor Cody, the captain of Wolves. 0-0 here, 33 on the clock. As now Traore looks to slip past his man, and he does. He goes past Kraft, he drives into the box. Here's Pedro Neto into the box, and he side foots it wide. That was a chance from 15 yards out. He was unmarked, Neto, and his shot left-footed was wide of Dubravka's post, and Dubravka clearly had it covered as it went behind.
Yeah, he's got to hit the target there, to be fair. Neto, great play by Traore. Leaves Kraft for dead. Good first touch, just aware of the spacing behind the fullback. Pushes it into that space. Such a turn of pace by Traore. And then the pick-out's fantastic. And he's got to try and hit the target there, Neto, because that's a real opportunity.
Remains goalless here. Dubravka waves them away. It's a clear night on Tyneside. Please to say it's dry. That is a problem here when you're in the media area when it rains here, but it's a clear night, crisp night in the northeast, and Newcastle playing well but haven't managed a goal yet. But probably their performance in the opening half an hour or so is deserved. Almiron hit the post early on after he broke the offside track, cut in from the right, ball on his left foot, curled it past the keeper, but it hit the bottom of the post and bounced away. And we've seen a couple of good saves, haven't we, from Patricio as well. There's a ball over on the far side. Wolves just hammer it downfield. Lascelles and Clark together will ease the ball back to Dubravka. It wasn't the best pass, and Dubravka had to be quick. Willian Jose was after him. On one man from Real Sociedad. Now they're trying to play their way out of trouble. Shelby gets it away far side. Ball hammered long and downfield by Lascelles. Moutinho picks it up halfway line, turns it back in field. Here's Johnny on the far side, gets it away to Traore. He's just starting to see a bit more of the ball. Eases it back here. They're looking for the switch of play. Saiz gets it away to Neto. Willian Jose gets it back. Here's Neto, 25 yards out, eased off the ball. Good defending from Hayden. And the ball back to Dubravka, who will clear it away right-footed towards the halfway line, where Joe Linton is under pressure, gets something on it, finds Almiron. Almiron now just eases the pass away into the path of Hayden, who's over on the far side. Hayden comes back. Almiron not quite looking as though he's got that mobility at the moment, but he's still out there for Newcastle. As Shelby now spreads it on the wide left to Saint-Maximin. Saint-Maximin knocks it down the line. Can they keep it in on the byline? Cross-fired across goal and over the top of Joe Linton and Hayden. Joe Linton sprints across but can't keep it in, and just a couple of times there it was Lewis on that occasion. Neil, they have got into good areas, Newcastle. They haven't quite put the quality across into the penalty area.
Well, that's the area that the vulnerable Wolves, or this system, this three at the back, down the sides of the two outside centre-backs, if you like, and you get the overlapping full-back in there, and he's just struggling to keep that ball in, really, to be fair, Jamal Lewis, and he overhits it by trying to pick the far post out. But good spell by Newcastle. Just need that little bit more quality in the final third. You just can't help but feeling that, you know, they dominated the game so much that they need to get in front of goal and start making the goalkeeper work more.
Yeah, they do. Remains goalless here. Drew 0-0 here with Liverpool earlier in the season as Mike Dean awards Wolves a free kick after a foul on Willian Jose. Not scored yet for Wolves since his move. Good news for Wolves fans and for Raul Jimenez, of course, that he is on the comeback trail. Nuno Espirito Santo said he fully expects him to play before the end of the season. That'd be fantastic. And for that horrible injury he sustained at Arsenal. Here, 8 minutes to go to the break, and Wolves open the scoring here. They've got a free kick over on the left-hand side of the penalty area. It's about 35 yards out. Neto is going to swing in a deep ball right to the far post, heading down into the penalty area. There was nobody there for Wolves. It was Neves who got a header on it, and had there been a midfielder or a player on the edge of the area, as a strong challenge from Kieran Clark there. He slid off the field and almost took Steve Bruce out. But that was a chance, Neil, wasn't it?
It was a chance. There's a great ball in from Neto. It almost looked too big, but it was spot on. And I think it was Big Ding Donker coming right round the back stick that tried to keep that ball alive, and nobody in a gold shirt reacted to it. Good chance. Steve Bruce there's usually giving them challenges out as he hurdled that one into the technical area.
Yeah, he almost came a cropper there, didn't he? But did well to get out of the way. Remains 0-0. And it ball on halfway. Willock is in there again. Willock rides one challenge. Oh, he left the Wolves player on the floor, and referee Mike Dean says that is a free kick. So 6.5 to go to the break. Nuno Espirito Santo hasn't looked happy at any point tonight, has he?
No, I mean, I'm not saying that they totally dominate, games, but I think that he'd like to have more possession than what they have had. They've only had little cameo roles in this game so far. It's Newcastle that's dominated possession.
Yeah, it has. Wolves have it low now. Here they go across the field. Oh, it's a poor ball for Semedo. It's behind him. And out for a throw-in on this near side. Lewis waiting to take the throw-in. Looks like Almiron is going to be all right to continue. He just keeps flexing his knee as he's walking around the field. He's certainly not moving as freely as he was before. Here's Lewis, gets it to Almiron, does well, holds off the would-be attention, and then backheels it inadvertently straight to Conor Cody. Ball forward. Willian Jose was well dealt with by Kieran Clark, and the ball will go all the way back to Dubravka, who clears it forward. Here is Almiron. Realised he had time for a touch and takes a touch. And now he's looking to get Lewis over the top, but just didn't feel the ball was on, so he held on to it. And now he's here in front of Steve Bruce on the Newcastle left. Here's Saint-Maximin. It's been quiet last few minutes. Wolves having a little bit more of the ball. Shelby's 29th birthday today. Spreads the ball out wide on the Newcastle right. Here's Kraft. Kraft trying to go past his man, but Johnny was there to deal with it. And Johnny now will just feed the ball infield. Here's Cody in the penalty spot, needs to be quick, goes for that crossfield ball, and again it's right on the money. Semedo takes it on the chest, drives forward, Saint-Maximin sprints back to get him. Neto down this right hand side, cuts infield, Neves alongside him. All eases back to Dendonka. Here now is Neves, and it's keep ball again for Wolves, who are just really looking to get into the game here.
I think the big thing as well, though, Mark, is they're just trying to take the sting out of this Newcastle performance, if you like. Just trying to keep possession.
Well, they've got the ball over on the far side with Traore, and a drop of the shoulder, and he all of a sudden is into the penalty area, floats the ball towards the far post. Pedro Neto alive in, hits it on the volley, and he's put it wide, well wide in the end. His manager looks away in frustration. Look, it was a tough chance, but it's the type of chances you expect players like Pedro Neto to get on target.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't have a touch, to be honest with you. There's a lofting, looping ball that came to him on his right foot. Surprised he didn't try and have a first touch and try and work it onto his left foot, but had a swing at it, went wildly wide at the near post. But they've had little spells in the game, Wolves, where they've knitted passes together, and it's just took the heat out of Newcastle's play, if you like, and I think they need to do more of that to try and grow into this game.
Ball cleared away by Dubravka. The one change for both sides, really. That's the only change they've made from their victory for Wolves over Leeds last weekend. There was defeat at Old Trafford for Newcastle. Dubravka Indalo drops to the bench. To be fair to Dubravka, he's only had one save to make, and he made it pretty easily from that Traore effort at the far post. Ball won by Kraft. He falls over in the challenge. Shelvey gets in there, wins it back on the halfway line, tries to feed it forward. Almiron got caught as he played the ball back. Now here's Traore, and they try to get him. Willock. Oh, that's a cynical challenge, really cynical. And I think this will be the second yellow card of the night. And Kieran Clark just looks at Mike Dean and says, yeah, bang to rights on that one. That is a stonewall yellow card on the edge of the area. Thou shall not pass, but it's another dangerous free kick here for Wolves.
Well, the worst thing about that as well is that's two players in that defensive three, if you like, of Hayden, Lascelles and Clark that's gone into the book with yellow cards for fouls on Traore. And that's the beauty of him playing on the left, because he's got the ability to come inside on his good foot, his right foot, and the pace and the power to get away from people, and he's done that on 2 or 3 occasions now to good effect.
Free kick here. Now, this one to me, Neil, looks like it could just be in shooting range.
Yeah, it is.
There's a bit of a conflab over the ball. The likes of Neto is there. Neves, Martinho are all involved. There's 3 of them stood over the ball. Everybody back for Newcastle. This could be a big test for Dubravka as we await to see who is going to take it.
Well, they've got to try and make Dubravka work. That's the most important thing.
Who's it going to be? Martinho and Neto are either side. Neves waits in the middle. Are they going to try and move the ball? No, the wall is right in front of them here. Free kick, about 26, 27 yards out. It's going to be left here. And a little flick for Neto. Hits the shot low, and it's comfortably into the arms of Dubravka. It was a little bit overplayed, that free kick, and Dubravka had plenty of time to see it coming through at a pretty tame pace, and he saves it comfortably.
Yeah, that's the word, tame, I was looking for. One running over the ball, one running to the side to touch the ball to the side for Neto to come on to. It was always going to be Neto that struck it, to be honest with you, because he takes all the set players, but it's easy for Dubravka.
0-0 here as we go into the final minute. There will be a little bit of added on time. We've had a couple of injury stoppages for Isaac Hayden and for Miguel Almiron. Both are still on the field as the ball was won back by Willock, who is frustrated as he picks up the ball and says to the referee, look, I won the ball. Well, Mike Dean doesn't agree, and it's a free kick for Wolves. A little bit of frustration building here for Newcastle. They've not quite been at their best after that really fluid opening half an hour. Wolves, you feel, are just growing into this one. Remember, this fixture the last 4 times in the Premier League has ended in a draw. You'd have to say, approaching half-time, you really couldn't rule that option out again, as the official down below us comes out to say that there are 2 added-on minutes here at the end of the first half as the ball cleared forward. Headed away powerfully by Lascelles. Leaves Willian Jose on the ground, but now the ball picked up by Matinho. Over the halfway line he goes. Switch of play will find Traore. Traore's got players either side of him. Middle of the park, tries to feed the ball here to Neto. Pedro Neto runs at Lewis, little step over, goes to the byline, drills it across goal, and they couldn't turn it in. They were sliding in at all angles there. Neves was at the far post, and he's got it back. Neves, edge of the area, looks to put the cross in, headed away by Newcastle. And there's Joe Linton, needs to take it on his chest and wins his side a free kick, which Newcastle take quickly. The ball over the top to Saint-Maximin is on. Saint-Maximin quickly across, but Patricio out to the edge of his area. It was just a yard too deep, the ball. Well, chances at both ends. A cross from Neto on the right side, and there were 3 Wolves players sliding in, but nobody could turn it into the back of the net. Still 0-0.
Yeah, it was great play by Pedro Neto. Did Jamal Lewis down the outside on his right foot, picked a great cross, whipped it right across the 6-yard box, and it's crying out for somebody to just slide it into the back of the net.
Here now again is Traore, edge of the area. He's going to have a shot, and he pulls it badly to the left of goal. And Pedro Neto comes across and gives him a pat on the cheek. I found it surprising that Adama Traore has not actually scored in the Premier League this season.
Yeah, but he's got everything going for him. I mean, you know, he could have almost claimed the goal against Leeds, couldn't he? That went in off the bar and off the back of Meslier. Went down for an own goal. It was his strike that caused it. But the 2 wide players for Wolves have been the threat, without a doubt, particularly on the counter-attack when they've got a little bit of time to face the full-backs up and run at them, and they've got real quality.
They let the half-time whistle go in the background. Both managers and coaches staff head down the tunnel that was sat immediately behind here at St James's Park. Newcastle really dominated the opening proceedings. Miguel Almiron broke down the right-hand side, beat the offside track, cut in, left-footed shot, curled it round the keeper, hit the base of the post and bounced away to safety. So Saint-Maximin had a goal disallowed after Willett's shot was well saved by Patricio, and Joe Linton stung the palms of Patricio early on as well. Wolves' first chance fell at the far post, crossed deep. Traore forced to save out of Dubravka, then Neto volleyed wide, and then right at the end of the first half, again down the right hand side, Neto got the ball, drove it across the 6-yard box. There were 3 Wolves players there, but none of them could get the final touch. It's tight here. Newcastle came out all guns blazing, but crucially they haven't got the goal to break the deadlock. At half time at St James's Park, Newcastle 0, Wolves 0. Cheers, Will. There is a change, and it comes for Newcastle. Miguel Almiron not fit to carry on. Ryan Fraser will come on for him. That means then Newcastle will go with Dubravka in goal, back 4 of Kraft, Lascelles, Clark and Lewis, Shelby Hayden and Willock in midfield, and it'll now be Fraser, Joe Linton and Saint-Maximin up top. Neil Redfern, that is a huge blow for Steve Bruce.
Well, it is, because he carried the fight for Newcastle in that half. Miguel Almiron, he played with loads of energy. We know he does that anyway. You know, his touch and his awareness was fantastic. Linked up well with Saint-Maximin, and it'll be a big loss.
Fraser comes on to score a Premier League goal for Newcastle. Give the Wolves team in a minute, because they're attacking over on their right hand side with Semedo. Newcastle attacking the Gallagher end here at Newcastle, as Matinho looks to feed the ball out wide on the right. They'll keep it in down by the corner flag here, Wolves. 3 gold shirts wide in the middle, but they'll go back to Matinho. He feeds it to Neves. Neves back to Matinho. Matinho back to Neves. They're just rolling the passes between them, waiting for movement in front. That movement hasn't come. I think that's the 6th time that they've passed it between each other. Eventually the ball will go back to Dendoncker, and Dendoncker slides it out of play for a throw-in. Patricio in goal for Wolves. Back 3, Dendoncker, Cody and Saiss. Semedo, Neves, Matinho and Johnny across the middle. It's Traore and Pedro Neto either side of Willian Jose. And to be fair, first half, Neil Redfern didn't really get involved, did he?
No, he didn't, no. I think from Newcastle's point of view, they've got to be happy with the way they play. I mean, this is a pressure game for them. You know, they know they've got to get the points. But to play so well under such circumstances, you know, they've got to take credit from that, but they've got to try and find the net.
Well, here's Joe Linton, gets the ball away to Fraser. Joe Linton, who was on the right, is now going to try and get himself in the area, but in doing so isolates Fraser, who did really well, but eventually runs out of ground and can't keep the ball in play. one thing you can't say about Joel Linton, he doesn't get about the field, but almost he gets about it too much, as you said. He maybe needs to just play within the lines of the 18-yard box and give Newcastle a bit of a focal point up top.
Well, for me, obviously he's a striker, so you're looking at goals. He needs to start putting the ball in the back of the net more often, and he always seems to be doing his best work where the goals aren't.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign.
Ball headed away over on the far side by Hayden out for a throw-in from Patricio's goal kick. Here now is Neves, neat turn from Neto, drives forward through the centre circle. Here now is Johnny, 30 yards out from goal. Traore catches up on the left-hand side, little shake of the shoulders, corner of the area. He's driving across the 18-yard box level to the edge of the D, gets the shot away, it balloons up in the air. Willett challenges for the ball, looked like he played the man rather than the ball, but Mike Dean happy to let play go on as they switch play over on the far side, and it's headed down. Here is Semedo, tries to get forward, gives it to Neves, ball out over on the right hand side, and they're going to cut the ball back here for Matinho, 30 yards out from goal, tries to slide the ball forward, and that will be a free kick for Newcastle over on the far side of the field, and a chance to clear their lines. Ball here with Willett, not seen too much of it today, gets it out on this near side. Here is Joel Linton driving down the right hand side of the area, cuts back, looks to get the ball away to Fraser, he's going to hit it low, it took a deflection, ballooned up in the air. Steve Bruce appeals for a penalty, the shot eventually comes in and is well wide from Newcastle. Whether Mike Dean will just have a look at that, I'm not sure, but it looked to be the Wolves player went to clear it, sliced it up. If it did hit a hand, it would have been inadvertent, I'm sure, and we are going to get back underway here, and Patricio just rolls the ball in his 6-yard box to Conor Cody, who fires the pass out over on the far side to Semedo. Semedo loses out, it's out for a throw-in. 0-0, Neil Redfern, former Leeds United boss, alongside us here at St James's Park. All the both managers said at half-time, do you feel?
Yeah, I think that obviously Steve Bruce will be pleased with the performance. He'll be a little bit worried about the chances, and not converting any of them, because this Wolves side are going to come back into it at some point.
Well, here they are now. I'll just jump in there. Neves has been found edge of the area, goes for the shot and sliced it high and wide. He'll be disappointed with that. Again, we know he's got the quality from that kind of range, and he's put it over the top.
Yeah, and I think from Nuno's point of view, we've had the hindsight of seeing him in his technical right in front of our commentary position here, and his face tells the story. He's not happy at all with the way that Wolves have performed. They've been a little bit better as this half has worn on, this second half. They're playing a little bit more forward. The passing's a little bit more incisive. They need to get Adama Traore and Pedro Neto on the ball. That's where they're going to get joy.
Yeah, I think he's been a little bit disappointed, if I can say it, with the quality of his players. There's been a few bad touches, or maybe passes not played at the right time. They're on a good run, and here's Fraser going down the right hand side. He's got Willock inside him. Joel Linton is there, but again he's 30 yards away from goal. He gives it to Saint-Maximin, drop on the shoulders, gets onto his right foot, hits the shot, blooms off the defender and goes behind for a corner kick. Well, there's one thing you know about Saint-Maximin, his first instinct is always to go towards goal, whether that's with a pass, a run or a shot, and he's got his team a corner.
Well, and that's what you need, and it's disrupted this back three of Wolves, if you like. They've been caught out of position a number of times with Saint-Maximin's runs and the way he likes to be positive. Good example of it there.
Well, here's a corner played short, so Maximin back to Shelvey. Shelvey now whips in a cross, it heads up off a Wolves head. Here comes Patricio, punches it to the edge of the area, it's hooked wide on the left. Here now is Saint-Maximin, about 10 yards away from the byline, goes past one, brushes them off, kicks the ball on the byline, turns, spins, pirouettes, puts the cross towards the far post. It's headed away by Wolves. Here's Fraser sweeping up edge of the box, puts the ball back in, headed and down into the back of the net. It's a wonderful header, and it's Lascelles, the captain, who heads it down and past Patricio, and Newcastle finally they have their goal. Bruce's substitute Fraser delivers the ball in, and it's headed into the back of the net by Jamal Lascelles. Newcastle 1, Wolves 0.
Well, it's a moment of real quality from Fraser. Has the composure to have a first touch as he picks that cross up from the far side on this right hand side and drops his shoulder and goes down the outside of his fullback, and he curls that ball superbly well into the head of Jamal Lascelles. It's a great header from the big centre back. He heads it down and away from Rui Patricio. He's absolutely no chance with that header. And to be fair to Newcastle, the value for this, they've been the better football side in this game. They've created the better chances. It's a real wake-up call for Wolves.
Jamal Lascelles' last Premier League goal here at St James's Park against Wolves in 2019. And he's back at it again. He was stayed forward from the corner. It was a wonderful ball in, and he's guided the header, hasn't he, inside the post. And Newcastle, who do score the majority of their goals in the second half, well, they have got the goal that their first half performance warranted, and they lead here by a 0-0. Yeah. Great header.
It's real quality. It's real quality. To be fair, it was Traore's, all Traore's hard work. Some Maximin's hard work to begin with on the far side. He twisted and turned and kept that ball alive. And to be fair to Fraser, he had the wits about him to retrieve the cross as it comes in. And it's a superb ball into the box. It's a great ball, curling away from the defenders into Big Lascelles, and he made no mistake.
1-0. Newcastle lead here on TalkSport 2. Looking at the fixtures coming up next Sunday lunchtime, live on TalkSport. West Bromwich Albion against Newcastle. What a huge game that will be. But if Newcastle can get the points here, they will go there full of confidence. Well, they've just conceded a free kick over on their left-hand side. Wolves take it quickly inside the Newcastle half. And, well, we're going to need to see a little bit more from Wolves here at St James's Park. Remember, this game has ended 1-1 the last 4 meetings. You wouldn't rule it out again, but Newcastle looking to end that run really by getting the second goal as they go forward, and then a rather theatrical fall. I think it's Hayden on the far side, just crumpled into the turf. Mike Dean just, well, I won't say he laughed at him, but he would have been forgiven for doing so. Ball crossfield here, looking to try and get in behind Emil Kraft. That's a good header. Here's Joe Linton helping his teammate out. He turns and is pointed down the touchline. Kraft knocks it down the line. Here's Willett, gets on the end of it, level with the edge of the penalty area. He's bundled over. That will be a free kick. Ball hammered away by Romain Saiss in utter frustration here. But Newcastle have got another set piece. Can they add to their lead?
Yeah, good play again. It's a good run from Willett. See, spots the space just in behind the full-back and makes the run at Saiss that comes across, and he's got that in his makeup, Saiss, I think. A little bit of petulance at times. He's got to keep his composure there, stand up and defend, and makes a rash decision, and this is a good position for Newcastle.
Into the 10th minute here, Fraser from the right-hand side is going to whip it in. There's a group of black and white striped shirts waiting around the penalty area, 5 of 6 of them. Now they start to spread out. Can they open up this defence again? Here comes the delivery from Fraser, hammers it low towards the edge of the box, and Shelvey hit it first time. He got good venom behind the shot, but not quite the direction he wanted, but it was worth the effort.
Yeah, one off the training ground, definitely. It's a good pullback by Fraser. To be fair, since Fraser's come on, he's been involved in some really good moments. Obviously the cross for the goal. It's a great bit of inventive play, that, for the free kick. And you'd want someone like Shelvey coming onto that, because he's got the technical ability to keep that down and hit the target, but the tariff was just a little bit too high there.
Yeah, well, it's his birthday today, John Joe Shelvey. Been a nice present for him and the Newcastle fans as well. Saint-Maximin heads the ball forward. Fraser was just beaten to it by a stooping Cody. Here now is Semedo, drives down the middle. Options left and right, finds Traore. Traore looks up, he sees Pedro Neto far side, then comes back to the near side. Shelvey slides in with a challenge, and then the volley from Matinho goes away and behind, away to our left for a goal kick for Martin Dubravka, who's not really had a lot to do. Just one save, a pretty routine one at the far post when he got down low to save a Traore effort on goal. Newcastle in front. If you just switched on, Jamal Lascelles, his first league goal of the season, a great header, and Newcastle are in front in a game. I say they don't have to win, but a win here and it just puts the pressure back on everyone else for a week, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's a dampener for the chasers, you know, for such as Fulham, who's putting results together, who's trying to get out of the bottom 3. You know, they'll be watching this game tonight, watching the score come through, and it's just a little bit disheartening for them. But this game's not finished yet. You know, you're looking for a reaction from Wolves, because you know they've got it in them.
They certainly have. 4 unbeaten coming into this one. 3 wins and a draw as now Semedo sprints forward again. He's just had to check in field. Neto is inside him this time. Ball back to Neves. St. Bruce is talking to a couple of his backroom staff as Wolves have possession here with Matinho. Gets it away. Saiss comes forward, slides it down the line here to Johnny. Johnny looking for the return ball off Traore. Here is Johnny now, drives forward, found Traore, just miscontrolled it, and there's Kraft again. That's a nice ball to Saint-Maximin, and he sprints away, but quickly getting back is Neto on halfway. Those two come together. Neto comes away with the ball. That's really good tracking back by the attacking player. Did it well. Here now is Traore again, just opening up. Shelvey slides in quickly. Got the ball. He may have got a bit of Traore after it, but he definitely got the ball. And it's all the way through to Dubravka. They've just got to stay switched on here, Neil, Newcastle.
Yeah, I think what they've done really well here, Mark, is that and the system that they're playing is helping. Because if you look at Wolves and how they play with the inverted wingers, they come off the line and they come into central positions. And they do play with width and they are expansive, Wolves, but everything eventually comes through that central area. And Newcastle's blocked off all the avenues in there, particularly Shelvey and Isaac Hayden in there has been fantastic.
Ball forward is allowed to run out by Wolves, just inside their own half. Saiss gets it to Connor Cody. Cody back to Rui Patricio. He gets it away here to Dendoncker. The back three linking up here for Wolves, who trail by a goal to nil, live on TalkSport 2. Remember, tomorrow on TalkSport we've got live and exclusive commentary. Leicester taking on Arsenal here on TalkSport 2. We're all over Wickham against Norwich in the Championship from 11 o'clock. Here now is Johnny, right on the left corner of the area. Squares the ball across here to Neves. Neves lets the ball run across him, tried to pull the ball back, and it's cleared away. And Saint-Maximin, loses out. And they've got to be careful over on the far side. Newcastle, Hayden, who just clears the ball. It comes off a Wolves defender. It hasn't spun out of play though. It's on the byline here, and Wolves have won it back right over on that far side of the ground. Can they engineer an opening? Here's Willian Jose. He loses out. Ball cleared away. Got a really good record, Willian Jose, in La Liga with Sociedad, but they've not really got him in front of goal once, have they, tonight?
No, I mean the wide players like to come in off the line. So everything's coming in narrow, centrally towards him. He's almost got to play as a lone striker, as a target. Very rarely do they get the wing backs in. Well, they haven't in this position in this game today. You know, you're looking at such as Johnny and Semedo, to try and get forward, but he needs crosses.
Well, here now is Pedro Neto, 25 yards out, and he lashes a shot on his left foot, and it's well wide and well over. He did have options out to his left-hand side. One of them was Johnny. Didn't give him the ball, went for the shot, and it was in the end the only inconvenience for Dubravka, who's having to go retrieve one of the sanitised balls at the side of his goal. Right, now we've got two Newcastle players down here. One is Saint-Maximin over on the far side, the other one is Joe Willock on the near side. Now Saint-Maximin, who's been working his way back after that COVID absence, he's been used as a substitute, or when he started he's been brought off the field. They will not want to lose him, because as Wolves go chase the game, Neil, he's the type of player with half an hour left that could stretch the game and win it for Newcastle.
Definitely, he's got the quality and the pace and power to expose him on the break. He's been a revelation in this game tonight, to be fair. And there's also a Willock's played his part. I know he's been a little bit quieter perhaps first half, but I think he showed some nice touches as well. Keeps his shape, gives the side good balance in midfield. So they won't want to lose any of those players, to be honest with you.
No. It was Willock who had the shot, wasn't it, that led to that offside goal for Alan Saint-Maximin, who is down over on the far side. Now there looks like John Joe Shelvey's over there, looks down at his teammate, be hoping he can carry on, and comes away now. The little Frenchman has been hauled to his feet. St. Bruce doesn't look too worried. Looks down the touchline where he'll see Andy Carroll amongst the substitutes warming up. So Maximin is hobbling very deliberately across the field. It's going to take him an eternity to get off on this side. Now, are we going to see another change? Well, they lost Callum Wilson here in the win over Southampton, Newcastle. They won't want to lose Saint-Maximin, but
Yeah, he's got no chance. It's his groin. He's definitely hobbling off here. He can't make his way. He's really struggling.
Yes.
Surprised they haven't got a stretcher on for him, to be honest with you.
Well, either that or he could have walked the 10 yards off the other side of the field and maybe hobbled round, I don't know, but he's coming across, still not to this near side. You are listening to Newcastle against Wolves on TalkSport 2 with Now TV. Don't forget you can watch Tottenham against Burnley and Chelsea against Manchester United live tomorrow with a Now TV Sky Sports Pass for just $9.99. Search Now TV for more details. And Alan Saint-Maximin points to his groin. He's going to go straight down the tunnel. That could be another huge loss for Newcastle United. The injury gods are not smiling upon them at the moment. 62 minutes gone. Newcastle 1, Wolves 0 here. The goal from Lascelles as Johnny moves down, sprints down the left-hand side. Across comes Shelvey. Great sliding challenge. Is it going to go out for a corner? It does. It's out for a corner kick. It was a great challenge. And Newcastle now, they're going to bring on, looks like Murphy who's coming on. Jacob Murphy will come on. So it's another change. So they've lost Almiron and Saint-Maximin.
To be fair to Jacob Murphy, it's almost like for like. He knows that position. He'll be comfortable in that role, if you like. Just going back to that challenge there from John Joe Shelvey, absolutely fantastic tackle. Played well today.
They've got to defend this corner though, as it's going to be whipped in towards the near post, headed away powerfully. It doesn't quite fall. Edge of the box for Johnny. Eases it back. Here's Cody. Cody goes forward. Held up nicely by Sace on that far side. Here's Matinho, finds Traore. They've got bodies still forward from this set piece. Here is Sace now, gets the ball, gives it back to Matinho. And Jose just waiting on the edge of the area. He's just almost saying, come on, get the ball into me, give me a chance. Here's Pedro Neto, gets it out now to Johnny, back to Neto, here back to Johnny, edge of the area, 25 yards out. Is he going to shoot? No, he goes for the give and go with Traore. Traore with a neat bit of skill, works the ball away here to Neves. Neves slides it out wide, cross comes in, and it's a wall away across goal and out for a throw-in on the near side. It was half a chance for Wolves, but they couldn't get an effort on goal at the end of it. Still, Newcastle 1, Wolves 0.
Yeah, that's the best spell of play in the whole of the game from Wolves, to be fair. You know, the ball was well worked, it was moved quickly. Some lovely touches in and around the box. You know, I'm looking at Traore there and Neves as he worked the ball down the side, and he just needed that little bit of quality right at the death with the cross, and it just got a bit too big, but a lot better from Wolves.
Yeah, it is indeed. 64 gone, they trail here. Traore eased off the ball by Shelvey. Ball headed away towards Ruan Sace, who gets it back for Wolves. Neves spreads it out wide here. Pedro Neto waits. Again he cuts back. And again, Willian Jose just waits on the edge of the area. He can't quite get involved. Will he get a chance here? As Newcastle just getting pushed back a little bit at the moment. Neto to Neves. Neves 30 yards out, looks to spread play, but he's asked too much. Over on the far side, the ball rolls behind for a goal kick, and Newcastle just happy to wander across and get the ball. There's 25 minutes left. They have a crucial lead here. Jamal Lascelles' goal on 52 minutes, the header that puts them in front, and crucially, if it stays like this, gives them breathing space at the bottom end of the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, I just think from Newcastle's point of view now is that they need to be disciplined, keep the shape, be diligent, try not to drop too deep. You know, that's something that they're guilty of at times. You know, right from the Rafa days, if you like, from when they used to just sit in and block teams off. So almost they go back to that as a safety clause. But you know, when you lose your best two players, you know, Saint-Maximin and Almiron, then it's a real test for them.
It is indeed. Ball cleared away from Dubravka's goal kick. Neves has it on the halfway line, knocks it down the line. Kraft beaten for pace by Traore, but across there comes Lascelles. Let's check the latest odds with 888 Sport. Newcastle 2-5, the draw 13-5, Wolves 12-1. As Traore puts in a cross towards the edge of the area, ball laid back here for Neves. Shot was blocked. So just to reiterate, Newcastle 2-5, the draw 13-5, Wolves 12-1. Those are the latest odds from 888 Sport. 18 plus, please gamble responsibly, as Steve Bruce has his hands on his head as Wolves are awarded another free kick in the centre circle. Again, Traore the target. Again, Kraft beats him to it. Wasn't a great header though, and the ball's played by Neves straight back to Traore, so Kraft has to trot back again. Good tackling back by Willett. That was really good. Neil Redfern mentioned the shape that he holds there, and that was a great challenge, but Joe Linton's lost it to Moutinho. Moutinho got caught in the challenge. He passes it to Traore, then crumpled in a heap, trying to get up and carry on Moutinho, and Saiss will just knock the ball out. He got caught, didn't he, just as he won that ball, Moutinho, and he's rubbing it. It hurt. That was a sore one.
Yeah, definitely. Just going back to John Joe Shelby, he's really carried the mantle for Newcastle this half, I have to say. And the good things that he's doing are not stuff that you would normally associate with him. You know, he's tracking players, he's getting tackles in. You know, there's a couple of challenges there. There's one right at the death where he gets his body in the way. It's a brilliant challenge. Brave as well. You know, and this is what you want. You know, from Steve Bruce's point of view, he wants everybody grasping the nettle and really pulling for the cause. And John Joe Shelby is really leading by example.
Yeah, he now is going to give the ball back to Wolves. And he hammers the ball straight into the arms of Rui Patricio, 70 yards away downfield, and Wolves will start again. 1-0 it is here to Newcastle. Earlier on, Manchester City, you heard it all on Game Day exclusive on TalkSport. Manchester City 2, West Ham 1. West Bromwich Albion controversial 1-0 winners over Brighton today, and Leeds beaten at home by Villa. Here come Wolves looking to level things up here. Edge of the area down the right side of the pitch. Semedo just forced wide by the pass from Pedro Neto. Neto gets it back. Little turn takes him away from one. Can he put the cross in? Semedo again cuts in field. And again it's back to Neves. Neves finds Traore. Traore moves it wide to Johnny on the left-hand side. Only Kraft in front of him. He takes it to the byline. Then he cuts back, puts in the cross towards Willian Jose. It was headed away before it got there. And here again is Joe Linton back helping out the defence. He holds it up. He now needs to find a teammate. He'll win a free kick. That's really well done from Joe Linton. When you're in front, Neil, you've just got to make sure you do the basics well.
Yeah, spot on. And this is what they've got to do, Mark. You know, big centre forward there is chasing back down the left-hand side to win his side a free kick. You know, everybody needs to pull to the pump and get Newcastle over the line here. You know, they performed well in this game. It's got a little bit uglier now because obviously they've lost 2 or 3 players that make the difference, but they're really digging in. Wolves are starting to wake up a little bit now, so they need to really concentrate on what they're doing.
Well, if they could get the victory here, Newcastle, it would be a third win in 6, which, in fairness, is hardly relegation form, is it?
No, and I think that's the thing, you know, if they can string back-to-back wins together every now and again, you know, and pull themselves clear, then they can start to relax a bit and play. But the last thing they need is injuries on top of injuries, because, you know, the 2 best players have gone off.
Yeah, well, their best 3 attacking players could all be out injured. Here now, forward goes Semedo, looking to put some attacking threat on the pitch for Wolves. With plenty of gold shirts flooding forward here. Chance to put the cross in from Neto. Jinx one way, then the other puts the cross into the far post. Traore arriving, it just bounced in front of him. He had to check away. Gets the ball back to Moutinho. Edge of the area, floats in the cross to the far post. Great header away. I think it's Jamal Lewis. Just at the last second, there was a Wolves player bearing down on goal behind him, and Lewis puts it behind for a corner kick to Wolves.
Well, do you know what? Talk about keeping your shape and being disciplined, and Jamal Lewis does it to a T there, because that's a good spot, to be fair, from Moutinho. He tries to curl the ball just in behind the full-back, but he keeps his shape, balances, and just deflects it away for a corner with his head. Good defending.
Matt Ritchie stripped and ready to come on for Newcastle, who are defending a corner. They won't make that change just yet with 20 minutes left. Corner comes in towards a 6-yard box, a heap of bodies. It's headed away and hammered forward, but only as far as Neto on that right hand side. But he's lost possession. Great work there from Newcastle. Willock's made a good run to the halfway line. Fraser's made a great run through the middle, but there was the captain, Cody, just sneaked across and eased the ball away from him. They thought they were in there. That's a free kick for a foul on the halfway line, and we are about to get the change. And I have to say, I'm a little bit surprised by this one. It's going to be Emil Kraft that leaves the field, and it's Matt Ritchie that comes on.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he's...
Is he going to go 5 at the back?
Yeah, or whether he's just feeling something a little bit, Kraft. I mean, to be fair, I mean, he's defended superbly well, and he's given us everything for the cause tonight. Had a good first half, defended well second half. Yeah, definitely looks like Newcastle are going to go into a back three.
Yeah, with Ritchie and Lewis, the wing-backs, you would imagine, as here goes the free kick from Shelby towards the far post. Joe Linton's peeled off on this near side. He did well, good first touch. Can he find a teammate? He does. He finds Willock. Willock goes past one man. Willock, there's only one man in the box for Newcastle. It's over the top. Can they keep it in on the far side? Lewis is sprinting forward. Again, Neto gets back, does well. And Semedo should play his way out of trouble. Welcome to listeners on TalkSport here at St James's Park, where Newcastle lead Wolves by a 1-0. Here's Joe Linton with a shot, and it's into the arms of Rui Patricio. It was a good effort, snapshot from the edge of the box. The deadlock broken just after half-time here on TalkSport 2, where we've got live and exclusive commentary. It was a substitute. Ryan Fraser was on for the injured Miguel Almiron. Good work down the right-hand side, put the cross into the area, and there was Jamal Lascelles, the Newcastle captain, a pinpoint header in at the near post to give Rui Patricio no chance. Wolves haven't really had too many chances. They've had a lot of the ball and they flood forward. We'll get the thoughts of Neil Redfern, former Leeds United manager, in a moment as Wolves come forward, cross into the area, and it's headed towards goal, and we have the equaliser, and it's headed into the back of the net by Ruben Neves. Dubravka couldn't keep it out. A counter-attack down the right-hand side, and it's Newcastle 1, Wolves 1.
Well, it's all about the quality of Pedro Neto. Fantastic play down this right-hand side. When he receives the ball, Semedo drops his shoulder, gets to the byline and clips an absolutely brilliant ball to the far post. And what a header from Neves.
It was behind him a little bit,
yeah.
Wasn't he? He had to lean away from goal.
And he got power on it as well, Mark, to fetch it right past Martin Dubravka. The goalkeeper can only fall in the back of the net with it, and it's a real body blow for Newcastle.
Well, it is the header. Dubravka gets a good hand on it. It's his first Premier League outing of the season. The cross from the right-hand side, it was just behind Neves, who had to really reach out and get the header. And it's into the back of the net, and it is Newcastle 1, Wolves 1. We've got the whole game live and exclusive on TalkSport 2. Download the app, swipe left for TalkSport 2. You can listen to myself and Neil. We've got 17 minutes left here at St James's Park. This fixture has ended 1-1 in the last 4 outings, and it is Newcastle 1, Wolves 1.
Yeah, you just can't help feel that Wolves are smelling a little bit of blood here now, to be honest with you, Mark. They've stepped up the game. They're trying to press the ball higher up the pitch. They feel they're going to get all 3 points here.
Well, it's 1-1 here, and Newcastle, who've lost to Maximan and Almiron to injury, and you wonder now, where does this game go? Ball headed forward. Here's Traore, and look at them flooding forward now, but he couldn't find Willian Jose. Traore looked at him a little bit disappointedly there that he didn't make more of an effort to get that. As the ball goes forward, here now is Joe Linton. Can Newcastle conjure up a late winner? Well, they've used all 3 of their substitutes, so what they will have to do is the ball into the area, and there's only one Newcastle player in there. It was Joe Linton. It was 5 yards behind him. It's behind for a goal kick. Have Newcastle, Neil Redfern, got the belief to go and win this game?
Well, it's a real body blow, and it's a test of the character now. I mean, that's not a bad ball into the box by Matt Ritchie, and I mean, you're looking at Ryan Fraser there. He needs to come right in off the line and attack that back post, but the dynamics and the dimensions of this formation has changed with the substitutions, and that's an obvious thing to say, but it's different personnel that bring different qualities, and I think with the loss of Sam Maximum and Almiron, you know, this Newcastle side doesn't look the same.
Well, they've got a free kick here over on the far side, and it was a foul on Fraser, and this is in a good position. It's about 25 yards out. It's away, level with the left-hand side of the penalty area, and a chance for Newcastle here to try and re-establish their lead. 15 minutes remaining here. You're live listening to Newcastle against Wolves on TalkSport 2 with WeBuyAnyCar.com. Don't part exchange, get money off your next car and go to WeBuyAnyCar.com. Free kick about to be taken then. Ritchie and Fraser looking to try and conjure up another chance for Newcastle. Who will it be? Will it be the right foot of Fraser who's going to swing this one in? He is, whips it in towards goal, and it's headed away by Wolves and hammered clear And Newcastle will retreat with Lewis, who goes back to Dubravka, and Dubravka gets it away. Well, I'm sure there'll be an inquest into whether Dubravka could have done better with that chance, as the ball worked out on the near side, but Hayden and Willett both left it for each other, and it goes out for a throw-in. What do you think about Dubravka? He got a good hand on it, didn't he? But he just couldn't keep it out.
The only thing I would say is he seemed to be falling backwards to make the save, which obviously is going to make it difficult for him to get a good hand on it then. And he ended up in the back of the net with it, but like I said, it's a real low blow for Newcastle to take. They need to show some character now to try and get the 3 points.
They do. It's such a hammer blow all of a sudden, as you mentioned. Nuno Espirito Santo applauding his team's efforts. They're back on level terms here, and they've got the threat, they've got the ammunition. Can they beat Newcastle? The last time there was a win in this fixture, it came courtesy of a late Matt Doherty goal to win it 2-1. It won't be Doherty on the score sheet today, but will we get a late winner? We'll find out right here, live and exclusively on TalkSport 2. Don't forget, if you've got the app or download the app, you can take us with you if you're out and about, as Newcastle with Murphy. Well, Murphy's got a free kick, and then Johnny's just kicked the ball away, which...
That's a yellow card, isn't it?
I'm surprised Mike Dean hasn't shown him a yellow card there.
He's been quite lenient this game, Mike Dean. There's a lot of things that he's let go, challenges, and surprised.
Dare I say, he's tried not to get involved, and as a result he has let the game flow, in fairness to him. It's been a decent watch, as Shelby will look to put this into the area. Newcastle, plenty of bodies forward, ball floated high towards the far post. It's headed high and over the top in the end from Newcastle. It was Clark who got the header on it. He scored at Leeds in that 5-2 defeat earlier in the season, but that was never going anywhere other than the Gallagate end. It is Newcastle 1, Wolves 1 on TalkSport 2. Mark Wilson and Neil Redfern. Don't forget, 3:45 a.m. on Thursday. Set the alarm, you know you want to. Fourth test, live and exclusive on TalkSport 2. Hopefully England can get themselves something out of the series. They trail by 2 test matches to 1. Bizarre third test. So covered so well by our team. Kevin Peterson outstanding as part of that. As the ball forward by Wolves. Have they got a win in them here, as Dubravka has a bit of a touch and almost got closed down there, and he clears it straight to Adama Traore. Traore comes forward now. That was unconvincing from Dubravka. Here now is Pedro Neto down that right hand side again, looking to get to the byline. Stands up the cross again for Neves. Great defensive header, and Neves fouls his man, and it's going to be a free kick to Newcastle. That was a really good header. It was, I think it was Jacob Murphy, wasn't it, at the far post?
Great header from Jacob Murphy. It's a good ball, to be fair. That's twice they've stood the ball up at the back stick and nearly got something, Wolves. Good defending by the sub.
Well, it's 1-1 in the fixture that always seems to end 1-1. Are we going to get late drama here tomorrow, live and exclusive on TalkSport? It's Leicester against Arsenal, and on TalkSport 2, we're at both ends of the Championship. Wickham taking on Norwich, who saw their League Cup today. There looked to be a push right in front of Mike Dean. He said, no, get on with it. Willian Jose gets the ball away. Now Moutinho tries to slide it through to Neto, and the ball is cleared away, and we are going to see Fabio Silva coming on to the field here for Wolves. Should be on imminently here as they look to try and win the match. Fraser on the far side. There's not the same impetus or pace to the Newcastle attack. They've lost Almiron, they've lost Saint-Maximin, they've lost their go players. It's very difficult, Neil, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the big thing, Matt, is the energy. You know, Almiron and Saint-Maximin give Newcastle, and it occupies a lot of things that Wolves were doing. You know, it made them defend, it made them keep the shape, it made them reluctant to go forward, and now they look a far more expansive side that are capable of scoring and creating.
Silva, the teenager, about to come on as Murphy goes past his man. Good run from Jacob Murphy. He's driving to the edge of the box. He's into the area. They try to bring him down on the edge. He's still going. He squares it. Big chance. He's headed, and he's gone over the top. How on earth have they kept that out? Joe Linton from the penalty spot has hammered it towards goal. I think it's Romain Saiz who somehow miraculously has kept it off the line and out of the goal, and Steve Bruce looks up to the heavens. He'll feel the world is against him. It's still 1-1 somehow, still 1-1.
Yeah, I don't know if they're looking at this, whether it could have been his hand. Says as he's running back towards the goal, it almost hits him. I mean, Patricio's beaten.
Well, they were appealing for a handball on the line, but we are told to play on, so not had a chance to look at the replay, but in comes the corner, and it's floated towards the 6-yard box. It's headed up in the air. Can Newcastle get the shot away? They do, but it's wide. It was sliced wide by Ritchie, and it's behind for a goal kick. Well, how on earth that has stayed out of the back of the net? All you want Joe Linden to do is hit the target, hit it hard, and that is exactly what he's done, and yet somehow it was cleared off the line. It was a great run. It's hit him on the shoulder, I think, and blown behind.
Yeah.
If there's one criticism, it's hit it straight at the man on the line.
Well, you've got to give Sayers credit, because he doesn't give it up. Wolves substitute now. William Jose going off doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. I think he struggled a little bit today. He's not had the service, to be fair to him. But just going back to that opportunity, you're right, Mark. I mean, if he goes for violence there, he's that close in. Joe Linton, that just ricochets and ends up in the back of the net.
Well, there is a Wolves player down. I think it's Nelson Semedo's getting trimmed. We have had the change. Willian Jose goes off. Fabio Silva comes on. 1-1. Newcastle won't get a better chance than that. What a run, by the way, from Jacob Murphy. Very unselfish in the end, wasn't he? He was on, 8 yards out. He could have had a shot himself. He opted to play the ball, and there is Joe Linton. You feel, it's one of those, what happened next, you think he scores every time.
Yeah, it's just put Wolves' equaliser back up on the screen here, Mark, and Dubravka's got to save it. He gets a good hand to it, to be fair. That will be disappointing for Newcastle and Martin Dubravka, because he's a top keeper.
Well, you just look, I'm no goalkeeping expert, far from it. Neves had to lean so far back to get the header on target.
Yeah.
And it just seemed to catch him out, didn't it, Dubravka? And he'll be disappointed. I'm with you on that one. At the time, it looked soft when it went in. It was a great header, but you would expect your goalkeeper to save it. And that was the one change made. And you wonder what the thoughts of Carl Darlow are sitting on the Newcastle bench here. It is Newcastle 1, Wolves 0. We've got a stoppage in play here at St James's Park. Don't forget the cricket back on Thursday morning. We've got the golf tonight. World Golf Championship finally poised as well. 3rd round tonight and a conclusion tomorrow here on TalkSport 2. As we're going to see another change here, and it's going to be Kiana Hoover who's about to come on. They've put the numbers in the board, but I didn't see who came off, and it was Nelson Semedo who was injured. So Semedo goes off, so another change for Wolves. Nuno Espirito Santo.
I have to say, Mark, second half they've performed much better, Wolves. They've used the ball better, they've been far more patient, and they've looked like the equaliser could come.
Yeah, they have. They're still lucky, though. The chance for Joe Linton, he had to score. Simple as that. He had to score, and he didn't. And the look on Steve Bruce's face said everything. And now here come Wolves. And you get the feeling in the stadium here, it's got the inevitability about it, that Wolves are going to fashion a chance at some point. But will they? They're running out of time. 5 minutes of normal time left here. It's 1-1 at St James's Park. Asked earlier, would they take a point, Newcastle, before the game? It would lift them 4 above the drop zone. That huge game at West Brom is live on TalkSport next Sunday lunchtime. We'll be there for it across the TalkSport network. Download the app, take us with you as Willock drives through halfway. Slides a nice looking pass out wide on the left hand side. Can they get across? There are plenty of black and white shirts getting forward. Joe Linton in the edge of the area. Ritchie is forward as well. Fraser puts in the cross, headed away before it got into the penalty area. Here's John Joe Shelvey, 30 yards out from goal. Clips the ball out wide to Murphy. Murphy, who got the goal at Wolves earlier in the season in a 1-1 draw. He's on the ball now. Can he open up something? He plays the ball. Ritchie's got him behind here. He's got to the byline, pulls the ball back to the penalty spot. Here's Fraser, lays it back for Shelby. Had to have a touch, didn't want one. Shoots, blocked, behind for a corner. Maybe needed to take that first time, John Joe Shelby.
Yeah, I think at least one of them needed to take a chance there. Just strike that first time. Set up perfectly for John Joe Shelby, who's a good technician. really surprised because he's almost isolated there, Rui Patricio. But good reaction by Newcastle.
Yeah, can they score from a corner here? Fraser's going to whip it in towards the 6-yard box. Patricio came out, ball breaks edge of the area. We've got a head injury here, so a Wolves player, Mike Dean, quickly blasts the whistle, wants to check this out, and it is going to be a stoppage in play here. And again, Steve Bruce looks rather forlornly at the fourth official. Nuno Espirito Santo looks across his team as it stands, going to be 5 unbeaten. They go to Manchester City midweek, then they're away at Villa. That is live on TalkSport, all part of Game Day exclusive next Saturday, 5:30 start, and then they're away at Liverpool. So a tough run coming up for Wolves, but if they get something here, Neil, they'll go there unbeaten in 5. They'll be full of confidence.
Well, I mean, a point away from home is never a bad result, and I think the way the game's gone, and the way that Newcastle have been dominant first half, they'll look at this as a point game, but I just feel now that there's this game's there for the taking if they just stepped up a gear, and they're capable of doing it. That's the big thing.
Well, Newcastle are saying, well, we should get the ball back in a good area because we had it on the edge of the area. The referee now, what's he saying here? What's Shelvey going to do? He's going to drop the ball at Shelvey's feet 25 yards out, Mike Dean. Matinho's there, like, going to sprint at him like a little terrier dog, and he's pulled him, and that's a free kick. That's so soft from Matinho, isn't it? Just a little tug of the arm.
But clever from John Joe Shelvey. He saw him coming, to be fair. Made the most of the rash challenge, and just felt as soon as the challenge came in, he went down. Free kick in a decent position.
It is 2 minutes left of the 90. We will have added on time. Injuries to Samaximan, a couple of Wolves players, Semedo injured as well in this second half. We've had 4 substitutions in the second half. Now, are they going to shoot here? It is about 30 yards out. John Joe Shelvey, Jacob Murphy, Matt Ritchie's gone across. He may be fancying a look at this one. Shelvey's just tying his lace, almost looking through the legs of the defenders in front of him just to see where the gap may be, but he's walked away. Looks like Jacob Murphy's going to hit this one. Will be a right-footed shot on goal. He's some way out. Here he comes. Going to have the shot at goal. It hits the wall, and it cannons straight to Traore, the last person Newcastle wanted to get the ball, and Traore runs at Shelvey, and he's over halfway already. They're flooding back the black and white shirts, but they haven't got a tackle on Traore, and he's still going into the middle of the park. He's waiting for options. He's got one on his right-hand side. It's Neto, and he fires the pass at him, and Neto is furious because he could have rolled it to him any pace he liked, and Neto would have got the ball, and it's out for a throw-in. Chance gone begging for Wolves.
Well, that was the easiest thing that Traore got wrong, the 5-yard pass to Neto. I mean, it's a superb run. He's dribbling past defenders like they're not there, and he's got a simple 5-yard pass to Neto, and he knocks it out of play.
Here's Shelvey. We're into the 90th minute here. All eyes will be on the fourth official to find out how long we're going to get added on here. Newcastle 1, Wolves 1. Newcastle scored on 52 minutes. Jamal Lascelles with the goal as the ball picked up high up the field by Willock. Heedlin loses out. Here's Traore again. He's given Hayden the slip on the near side. Traore running forward. Johnny trying to get in the middle here. Ball comes in towards the edge of the area. It falls to Johnny. Goes for the curling shot, and he just opened up the body and pushed it past the far post and behind for a goal kick. So Lascelles put Newcastle in front on 52, and then the header from Ruben Neves. Great work from Pedro Neto down the right. The header had to reach back, headed. It wasn't the most powerful of headers, and Martin Dubravka got a good hand on it, but could only put it into the back of the net. We have got 5 added on minutes here, live on TalkSport 2 at St James's Park. Is there going to be heartbreak for one of these two, or will it be honours even? This fixture always ends 1-1, doesn't it? Or does it? We'll find out right here, live and exclusive on TalkSport 2. Ball hammered across the field, and certainly Traore is their go-to man. Fabio Silva's waiting in the area. Here is Traore up against Hayden. Murphy's back. Cross comes in deep towards the far post. It's not cleared away. Wolves have kept it in over on that far side with Hoiver. Now they've got the chance to put it in here. They'll play it short. Chance for the give and go. Back to goal. It's Silva who lays it back. Here's Neves. He was going to hit that first time. He'll move it instead to Romain Saiss. Saiss is going to put in a great ball at the far post, and it's headed behind for a corner kick. They were in there. Fabio Silva was loitering, but it was a good header behind, and Newcastle have got more pressure in the closing stages here.
Yeah, great ball in by Saiss, just curling it round the back of the back four. And I think it's Kieran Clark who's brave and gets his head on it. It's a challenge that saved the day for Newcastle, to be honest, because he was bearing down on that. I think it was Neto at the end that tried to get on the end of it, but still danger here for Newcastle.
They've got a corner here. Wolves, everybody back in that Newcastle penalty area. Ball to the near post, and it's trapped at the near post. It's played back. Here's Neto, left-footed cross to the far post, arriving. Great save, and it hits the crossbar off Dubravka, and it has gone behind for a corner. Well, if he was questioned for the opening goal for Wolves, he's just kept an absolute certainty out there. Dubravka, point blank, got a hand on it, onto the crossbar, and behind for another Wolves corner. Still 1-1. In comes the corner again. Newcastle trying to defend, the ball headed up in the air, bodies down. There's a Wolves player in the 6-yard box who's trying to get off his feet, breaks to Moutinho, it's cleared away from him. Joe Linton can't control it. Now here goes Johnny forward again, gets it to Adama Traore on that near side, rolls it now to Neto, left-footed first time cross, skims across a 6-yard box, and Fraser should hammer it clear. We've had 2.5 of the 5 allotted added on minutes. Well, what a save, Neil Redfern, from Dubravka. There can be no questioning on that one.
Well, it was a world-class save, to be honest with you, a match-winning save, because, like I said, they've just stepped up the pace a little bit here, Wolves. They can sense that the vulnerable Newcastle. You know, it would be a disaster if Newcastle came out of this game with nothing. Predicament that they're in.
Well, it could happen, because here forward come the visitors again. Here again is Adama Traore on the left-hand side. Goes past his man. He's into the edge of the area. Ball with the outside of the boot is hacked away by Newcastle. Anywhere will do now. We've had 3 of the 5 added on minutes. What a chance that was for Wolves. Well, they couldn't put it in the back of the net. It's still 1-1. Ryan Aït-Nouri is about to come on. Free kick. Oh, it's a soft one. Jacob Murphy just biting at the heels of Johnny. And here comes the final change for Wolves. And it's going to be Johnny, who just rolls off the pitch down below. As he was fouled right on the touchline, he just rolls off. And Ryan Aït-Nouri comes on.
Yeah, it's a really important time in this game, right at the death for Newcastle. They've got to try and protect this scoreline if they can, because the points, a valuable point, not what they wanted all 3, but the last thing they want is to take nothing from this.
Well, it's another free kick for Wolves. It's another chance to put the ball into the area. Here now is Moutinho. Newcastle have switched off. They've allowed Moutinho to advance the ball. Here's Traore. Traore squares it. Everybody back for Newcastle. Ball floated towards the far post. It's headed down by Dendoncker, and then it's hoofed up in the air. What a chance. Both sides have had gilt-edged chances, and there could be another one for Newcastle on the break. Shelvey gets it to Joe Linton, waiting for numbers to arrive. They have it on the left-hand side. They square it back to Shelvey, goes down under a challenge. Mike Dean says no, absolutely not. And they'll play on. Newcastle have it back. We're into the final few seconds of this match. Here comes Murphy across the field. Surely they've got to have a go here. There are only seconds left for Newcastle. It's still 1-1. Both sides have had huge chances to win this match. And we saw a goal line clearance from Saiss at one end and a Dubravka save at the other. That means it looks like it's going to be on as even. It could be a crucial point for Newcastle in their quest to avoid the drop, and the whistle goes in the background. The two managers exchange fist bumps down below us, but Steve Bruce looks on as this one that got away. His side led on 52 minutes. Fraser's cross from the right hand side, a wonderful Lascelles header past Patricio for his first goal of the season, and Newcastle, to be fair, looked great value for that lead as well. But the game changed on 72 minutes. Pedro Neto down the right hand side, got in, pulled the cross back just behind Neves. Somehow he got the header on it, down into the ground. and Dubravka somehow couldn't keep it out. It crept in to make it 1-1. Then there was a late chance for Newcastle. Jacob Murphy, great skill, weaved his way into the area, pulled it back for Joe Linton. His shot somehow cleared off the line by Romain Saiss with a goal at his mercy. He couldn't get it in the back of the net. And then deep in injury time, wonderful cross from the left-hand side. Fabio Silva met it, point-blank range header, and somehow Dubravka clawed the ball onto the crossbar and behind for a corner kick. It's on as even in this fixture, it seems, in the Premier League. It always is between Newcastle and Wolves. Will it be a crucial point? Well, time will tell for Newcastle. It's 5 unbeaten for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Newcastle 4 points above the drop zone. Full time here at St James's Park. It's Newcastle 1, Wolves 1.